Olá, eu sou o Bluekitor e sejam bem-vindos a What Remains of Edith Finch. Já começou a falar, eu não vou falar Edith o jogo inteiro, eu vou falar Edith ou Edith, porque eu acho que fica mais legal de pronunciar, pelo menos agora. Mas enfim, parece ser um jogo bem bacana, pelo que eu vi é um jogo bem focado em história. E, bem, eu tô no menu aqui porque o jogo basicamente já inicia quando você entra nele, não tem uma área inicial, eu meio que tô no ESC aqui. Mas enfim, vamos começar o jogo. Vamos ver como é que é. O jogo tá bem bonito. Opa. Como é que eu
A
interajo?
lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house.
Tá, ela tá falando que vai começar a história do início, começando pela história da casa. Ok.
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
Aquela é a casa. É legal que você aperta Shift, você não corre, você dá meio que um zoom. Orcas Island. Como é que eu...
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately.
Ok. O nome da ilha é Ilha
I
Orcas.
hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
Essa propriedade é protegida por câmeras. Cara, bem bonita, hein?
In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
Os Finches. Bem, que caminho eu pego? Cara, vamos por aqui. Porque eu não quero passar na floresta. Me pergunto se terão segredos. Porque tem dois caminhos aqui logo de cara.
No one had driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints.
Se eu pegasse aquele caminho, eu só andaria na floresta mesmo? Não era um cavalo. Era um alce.
The
É,
truth
aparentemente
is,
sim.
even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
Cara, todo mundo da família dela morreu, porque todo tá falando, o irmão dela morreu, a mãe morreu, ela recebeu herança, é tipo...
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd
Caramba.
been dreaming about it.
Sapo. Ele não existe. É uma casa bem peculiar, né?
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words.
Cara, eu tô achando da hora o jeito que eles estão
Now,
contando a
as
história.
a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
Eu vou checar aqui se dá pra ver o pé, né? Porque aparentemente eu conseguia ver minha mão, então dá pra ver o pé. Vamos entrar então.
I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't. Looking in, I felt like the house itself had been waiting for me.
Tá, vamos ter que descobrir outro jeito. Garagem? Garagem usa a chave. Por que o shift dá zoom? Ctrl também dá zoom. Eu posso pular? Não. Ah, aqui abre? Também não. Essa porta aqui. Ah, ou não, né?
Crawling
Oh,
through the
no.
doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
Achei que a gente ia usar a chave.
The power had been turned off the night we left.
Tá bonito mesmo, hein? Bem bacana.
For the first time in years, I felt like I was home.
Mas que casa da hora.
But instead of a family, there were just memories of one.
Ed, Edith, Dawn e Louis. É a família. Parece que é vó, mãe, irmão. Memória a Louis Finch, dia 27 de dezembro de 1988 até 21 de novembro de 2010. Pô, que da hora.
Like how only one restaurant would deliver to our house, so we had Chinese a lot.
Eu posso explorar livremente?
Or how after Louis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly. The table was still a wreck from the night we left. It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
Caramba. Ed.
My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home. Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth.
Mas que casa da hora. Ela é estranha por fora, mas por dentro ela é gigante. Olha isso, cara. A altura desse negócio. O que tem aqui? Bárbara.
Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house.
Bárbara Finch.
My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
Aqui tá fechado. Eu não vou... Cara, isso aqui... Essa cadeirinha. Cara, pra quem viu Up, lembra que o Frederick desce nessa escadinha, nessa cadeira aí, né? Que da hora. Eu não achei que isso era real mesmo.
Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised
Mas...
when the key didn't fit.
Aqui também não. Vamos subir então.
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
Tá, ali tá meio mágico. Pera aí. O quarto de todo mundo tá fechado. Até aqui em cima, calma aí.
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
Barbara Finch. Ah, ela era uma atriz. Tá, legal. Vamos ver, vamos interagir aqui.
Mom must have locked the third floor stairs on the night we left.
Bem, vamos pro lugar mágico então.
I
Aqui.
spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up.
Que bonito. Onde tá vindo essa luz aqui? Tem nem luz no teto, cara. Onde você tá vendo?
Louis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
Bem, só pode ser aqui. E é aqui.
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of. From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me. Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan, but I had no idea what was behind that door.
Eu saí dentro do armário?
It's like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead. I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting. I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here.
Caramba.
Before my mom sealed the doors.
1937 a 1947. Ela morreu com 10 anos? Como assim, cara? O que tá acontecendo?
Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
Tá, o bichinho não existe mais também.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat. The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
Tudo bem. Ah, o peixe aqui.
I thought about eating Christopher, but I held back.
Que massa as letrinhas. Não, você não vai comer o peixe cru aqui, né, cara? Não, não é uma boa ideia. Bem, temos duas portas. Vamos abrir essa aqui. Banheirão?
I kept eating and eating.
Caramba! Ela comeu tudo a pasta de dente?
I ate a lot of things that night.
Cara, ela comeu o tubo de pasta de dente inteiro, cara. Cara, eu, na minha época,
Then I heard chirping outside my window.
eu normalmente pegava e comia um pouquinho, cara. Eu não comia o tubo inteiro, né? Quem
It was
nunca
a
comeu um
barn
pouquinho?
swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her.
Não vai.
And suddenly, I was
Yeah.
a cat. I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared. Mom and Dad didn't even look at me.
Ah, mas você também é um gato, né, cara? Eu acho.
I jumped and I almost got her.
Como é que eu subo, cara?
I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that. I gobbled her up.
Eu cortei a frase sem querer.
Suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass. Rabbits.
Não.
I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger. A mama rabbit.
Onde? Ali. Errei! Eu achei que não dava pra errar. Ali. Caramba, isso é complicado, cara. Calma aí. Calma aí, calma aí. Primeira vez eu acertei. Cadê o bicho? Ali. Well.
She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
É assim. Todo dia você vê um tubarão caindo da montanha assim. Normal, cara, normal.
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever.
Nossa. Estou vendo. Foca.
I wanted fat, juicy seals.
Não.
I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good.
Que do mal, cara. Pega.
Grabbed on tight. But I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
Cara, o que sou eu? Sou um polvão? O que que eu sou, cara?
Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
Eu era um monstro. Que monstro. Eu quero minha visão. É.
I was big, but I moved real quiet.
Cara, o que eu sou? Eu sou um polvão, certeza. Tipo, Kraken.
I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
Na, 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 na.
After the last passenger, I was still hungry. And to cross the water, I smelled something new. something I had to have, so I swam towards it. I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
Calma, o quê?
I got closer and closer.
É o peixe? Não. E aí, cara?
All of my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
É, eu não acredito que foi desse jeito, mas alguma coisa aconteceu. Não
I
desse
can't
jeito.
describe it, but I felt like some part of Molly was still here.
Tipo, não aconteceu exatamente desse jeito, mas com certeza foi alguma outra coisa. Ok, teve uma imaginação
This will be
demais, cara.
obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly. I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room.
Tem um monte de... Ah, não tem um monte de passarinho, não. Tem foto dos passarinhos.
We got along, and it was a good place to hide from my mom. When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't. Her room was like a museum. For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune. And misfortune.
Ah,
Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
tá. Como é que eu saio daqui agora? Ah, entendi.
Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
É, isso é verdade. 1880 a 1937. Ele tentou fugir no mar com uma casa. É tipo Up, cara. Só que ao invés de ir pro céu, ele foi pro mar.
Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious. One summer, they evacuated. I hadn't thought of myself as Edith
Ah,
Finch
não.
for a long, long time. Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
Cara, esse é o banheiro mais estranho que eu já vi. Por quê? Por que tem, sei lá, tapete no banheiro?
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom.
É incrivelmente
It was a
rosa.
pretty big trace.
É. Bem grande mesmo. Outro? Ah, é, tem que abrir.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
Cara, como?
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
Calvin Finch. Nasceu em 25 de abril de 1950 e morreu em 23 de setembro de 1961. É isso? Eu tô indo de quarto em quarto pelos livros. Legal.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him.
Que quarto da hora, cara. O cara tem tipo 2 andares de quarto, mas na verdade não é 2
I
andares.
guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
Bora.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
Eita.
My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did. At Barbara's funeral, he swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that,
Quase lá.
Calvin! I'm not gonna tell you again!
maybe if the wind hadn't picked up, then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother.
Vai.
The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Nossa. Não, mas isso é triste, cara.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
Não, mas isso é triste. Ele tava na colina e... Bem, saiu voando.
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
Caramba, cara.
Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
It... Bacana, hein? Bacana.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies. Edie's father, Odin, built the original house.
Eu posso voltar? Posso. Tá, eu vou vir pra cá.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star. I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
1954 a 1960. Vamos lá.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Ah, é uma chave então.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
Cara, que da hora eu tô jogando o quadrinho. A musiquinha.
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
Old Finch rattled and grew still.
Oh dear!
Oh.
Rick?
cara.
Relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
A musiquinha de novo. Era Michael Myers.
Walter, are you there?
Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. And he was. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out.
That night, she played her part beautifully. She thought about abandoning Walter, but just couldn't do it. Ollie's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned. He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
Tenso. Cadê ele?
Had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was... At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter? Hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard. But that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Cara, primeiro, o que tá acontecendo? Todas as histórias que eu tô vendo da família são extremamente macabras e não fazem nenhum sentido. Eu acho que no final isso vai fazer algum sentido. Tomara, né? Essa porta abre? Não. Cara, medonho pra caramba, cara. Tá bom que é só uma revista, pode ter sido uma história. Mas caramba, cara. Mas, galera, eu acho que eu vou ficando por aqui. Então a gente continua no próximo episódio. Então obrigado a todo mundo que viu o vídeo até aqui. Vou me indo. Até mais.